Mr. Pressley.
Thank you for joining us, Madam Secretary. Always a pleasure. The climate crisis is real. The planet isn't warming, as many experts have cited. The planet is burning. It is on fire. And the Department of Energy is essential to mitigating its harms while ensuring a healthy environment with clean air for all. Policymakers at all levels of government have a responsibility to do everything we can to transition from dirty fossil fuels. That's why I was really pleased to partner with the City of Cambridge in my district, the Massachusetts 7th, to deliver $1 million in federal funding to create publicly available and community accessible electric vehicle charging stations. Madam Secretary, while some of my colleagues across the aisle have spread disinformation about EVs, as co-founder and co-chair of the Future of Transportation Caucus, I would like to set the record straight. Investing in electric vehicles is good for the environment, it's good for people's pocketbooks, it's good for public health, and it is good for job creation. Secretary Granholm, regarding that last piece in particular, can you speak to how the Office of Energy Jobs is helping folks take advantage of opportunities from the proliferation of electric vehicles?
Yes, we are seeing, as you've noted, all of these job sites opening up factories to create batteries for electric vehicles, or electric vehicles are assembling the batteries into the vehicles. And it's a new thing. And so the question is, how do you create a workforce that is capable of taking on this whole new sector of the economy? So the Office of Energy Jobs has been working with our friends in labor to be able to create, and with our community colleges, to be able to create a workforce curriculum, for example, for batteries for electric vehicles that can be adopted in any part of the nation, but can have certified workers to be able to do that. Every time you have a new factory open up, there's an opportunity for an economic cluster, and that cluster has to include the workforce component of it, and that's what the Energy Jobs Office is doing.
Thank you. I know certainly in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, we're encouraged by the developments in this space that we're already seeing, and certainly look forward to our continued partnership with your agency. Mr. Chair, I want to ask unanimous consent to enter into the record a Boston Globe article titled, "What EV Slowdown? Electric Transition is Still Booming in Massachusetts."
Without objection, so ordered.
Now I want to discuss another priority in the Commonwealth, which should come as no surprise to you, and that is wind energy. Earlier this year, the Department of Energy announced a multi-million-dollar center of excellence to accelerate the domestic wind energy industry based in Massachusetts, AERO, which stands for Academic Center for Reliability and Resilience of Offshore Wind, is led by the University of Massachusetts Amherst, with partners from across the nation, from Northeastern University in my district to Morgan State and HBCU in Maryland to the University of Puerto Rico. AERO will help propel us toward a 100% clean electricity grid, a goal outlined in the Green New Deal and a key part of the Biden-Harris administration's climate agenda. I'm excited to see this work take off because there are significant benefits in harnessing wind as a renewable energy source, and one of those benefits is jobs, well-paid, union-backed jobs. Secretary Granholm, how can Congress help support workforce development in the domestic offshore wind energy industry to fill those roles, from manufacturers to electricians and beyond?
Yeah, thank you so much for that. I mean, I think the biggest thing that Congress can do, Congress has done in terms of providing the incentives for these wind developers, for the ability for us to build the wind turbines in the United States instead of importing them from, so especially offshore wind from Europe. And so there's been a huge cluster of activity around just that, creating the workforce for those jobs. Once the jobs are coming, you want to train people for jobs that are there rather than the hypothetical job that might come. And so that's exactly what is happening all across the country.
Thank you. And one more in these last 30 seconds or so. I just want to build upon the question posed by my good colleague there, Congresswoman Brown from Ohio. How is the Department of Energy ensuring that marginalized communities benefit from job opportunities in the green economy? How do we ensure that the green economy is inclusive to Black, brown, low-income folks especially those who have been hardest hit by this climate crisis, representing frontline communities?
Yeah, two things. I mean, Congress has done its part by providing additional incentives, tax credits, like an additional kicker if a development goes into a disadvantaged community, which is great, and that's doing a lot of the work. DOE is doing our part by requiring these community benefit agreements for the grants that we give out, requiring that those private sector entities who get a grant from us have to have an agreement with the community about how people will be employed and trained and how the community will benefit from their presence.
Thank you. I yield back.
Chair now recognizes Mr. Palmer from Alabama.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Madam Secretary, in response to a question